Yo, so what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So on this video, we're going to go over on a few ways on how to manage your cash flow for your Amazon FBA business, because I know for a fact that it's an issue that every single Amazon seller deals with at some point in their scaling. And if you're not dealing with this issue, or you've heard mentors, coaches tell you that they don't deal with this, then they're bullcrapping you so bad, because there is no way that you haven't had this issue. Managing cash flow in your Amazon business is a very hard thing to manage. It's not pretty to manage, because the truth is it's gonna slow your growth when you're trying to manage this. But it's important to manage, because especially in the beginning, right? You want to set your foundation. You want to set your business up correct from the beginning, because the longer you stall out on managing this aspect of your business, man, it's not gonna be pretty, like, at all. But without further ado, let's go over a few points on how to manage your cash flow, on the ways to help you, and hopefully dig yourself out of a grave with your business, and for healthy profit margins and everything else in between. So let's just get started. All right. So my number one tip, and it's the biggest tip that a lot of you guys are not gonna like hearing from me say, but it's just the honest truth, and you can ask any seller that's still with this, that they'll tell you straight up that you need to do this, is that you need to stop buying products. Okay. Because if cash flow is an issue, buying more products is not going to solve your problems. All right, you need to put an immediate stop to buying more products. I've had a few guys who said that they've stopped basically buying for like a month, 2 months, even 3 months. I mean, and honestly, I'm not surprised, because if you're especially in some heavy debt with credit cards or loans, and you can't afford to pay them back, you need to stop buying products, which in return means that you're gonna see slower growth. Your growth is gonna take a hit, man. Maybe you're doing 50K months, you're probably gonna see a 30K month after that, and so it's painful, it's not pretty, but it's necessary if you guys want to continue to have a business. Okay. And so not buying products is gonna be your first step in basically managing your cash flow, because honestly, what cash do you guys have to buy more products? And if you're having issues already, like, that doesn't make no sense. All right. So stop buying products. It's gonna suck. It's not something you want to hear. But if you're serious about this business, if you're serious about saving your business, then you need to do this step first, because otherwise, man, there's nothing else that's really gonna help you the most than just taking this step. Now, tip number two that's gonna help you guys out. First, I highly advise all of you who are watching this, go buy this book right now. I am nowhere near affiliated with them whatsoever. But guys, this book has helped me and basically almost every single Amazon seller who's read this book, especially managing their cash flow. It is called Profits First. Make sure you get the for e-commerce sellers specific one, because otherwise the other one's just for like general businesses and whatnot. Now I will say it is geared more towards Amazon sellers. So if you're doing eBay, Mercari, and all those other platforms, this may not be so helpful for you. But as an Amazon seller, I highly advise you guys read this book, because this next tip is basically from this book, but I still advise you guys read this book, because it's just gonna save your business so much, man. Like, and it's not even that long. I think it's only like 120 pages max. I finished this in like 3 days max. So be sure to pick up your copy. It's less than like $20, probably in store or even on Amazon. Shit, $20 is nothing compared to the thousands you guys are probably losing in cash flow. So it's well worth the read. But that being said, the next step in managing your cash flow is opening separate bank accounts. Okay, and this is what the book basically preaches to you, and I don't want to go too deep on that, but it is one of the biggest steps that you need to take in order to help manage your cash flow. And so what this basically does is that you'll make separate bank accounts. We'll stick with one specifically for cash flow. The other ones you guys will have to read, because I don't want to go out of topic on this video for that. So be sure to read it, and if not, I could do a separate video going more in depth on the book if that helps. But let's stick to one. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is open a separate checking account or savings account. Personally, I would like checking accounts more, just because of the flexibility, but that's just me. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take out some of your payout money and put it into that separate bank account, specifically for your cash flow, for buying inventory or whatever you're going to need that capital for, because doing this helps separate money up front, versus just having all your cash lumped up in one account, where you're going to need to pay off your credit cards, your bills, and anything else that you may need to run your Amazon business. So having a separate checking account is going to help you so much, because you won't see that money right away. You'll see that, okay, it's there if I need it, which you will need it, and that way now you know that you're going to be able to afford those, credit card payments, loans, or whatever it may be that you owe money on. And so this will help manage your cash flow. But like I said, the book will go in much more depth on there. So be sure to pick up that copy regardless, okay? Because like I said, I don't want to waste too much time on that. Now, the third step that you may need to do in order to manage your cash flow is liquidate some of your bad buys, all right? And this is very common no matter what scale you guys are at in your Amazon FBA business. But, if you haven't sold something for almost 2 months, it's probably a good idea to liquidate that product and get your capital back, all right? You may not get all of it back, but you'll get some of it back. And some of it is better than nothing, because we as Amazon sellers, we tend to think, okay, I'm going to buy this product and I'm going to sell it for this price no matter what. But of course, like any other product, it starts stinking, too many sellers hop on, suppressed buy box, all those issues happen with some of these products. And so, it doesn't end up working out. So be sure to liquidate some of your bad buys and get some of that capital back. And especially if you're low on cash flow, you definitely need to be doing this because, man, if you need to pay bills and stuff, you can't be holding on into your inventory, guys, okay? It just makes no sense to get yourself into debt and then still hold inventory hoping that you're going to sell it for a certain price. I mean, like I said, if it hasn't sold for like 2 months, there's no way you're gonna get that money back at the price you want. So just liquidate. Don't tie your emotions to any of your products. That's always at first, no matter what product you're selling. And just get rid of it, dude, because it's just not gonna sell. Now, the fourth tip that I can give you guys in managing your cash flow for a healthier cash flow is maybe doing some FBM, fulfilled by merchant, okay? And this is basically you fulfilling your own orders, shipping them out to the customers directly. And this will help your cash flow issue a bit because, number one, you don't have to wait on check-in times or FC transfer times with FBA. Because with FBA, those check-in times and whatnot could take 2 weeks to almost a month before you actually even start selling your own products. And so with FBM, you don't have to wait for none of that. You can list it right now, potentially sell it today even, and ship it to the customer, max a few days to get delivered. And you'll actually have your cash back within like a week or so, maybe even less. I forgot the exact rules because I don't do too much FBM. But doing FBM will help, with your cash flow, especially if you're really, really tight on it. Now, of course, the negative side to this is that you are going to have to deal with customer messages directly, any, negative complaints they may have, any returns that they may have. You're going to have to deal with all that. And obviously, it's more work than FBA because you're, fulfilling more orders. So if you get 100 orders FBM, you will have to fulfill those 100 orders yourself, which, sucks. But if cash flow is an issue, then you may want to, resort to FBM just a little bit. Nothing too major, right? But just keep in mind, guys, after all these tips and whatnot, just some final thoughts. When you're trying to manage your cash flow, when you're trying to fix back your business, it will be a temporarily slow in your growth, okay? Like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, it's gonna really suck. But you guys, if you're serious about this business, you need to take your cash flow issues very seriously because you don't want to end up taking more and more debt to manage your cash flow. That's not the answer either, right? Because then you're just digging yourself in more of a grave and eventually it will catch up to you at the end, all right? There's only so much debt that you can take on before you have to actually start paying back that debt. So just be careful. Don't spend what you don't have. Obviously, that's something that a lot of you don't understand is that if you only have $1,000 budget, don't spend $2,000 because, how are you going to pay that back? Okay. So yeah, just be smart. Don't overdo it. Don't be influencing, Twitter orange bars, Instagram orange bars and shit. Because 9 out of 10 times those dudes who are, just flexing the fancy lifestyle, they don't know about this crap, all right? They don't preach this stuff to you. And so that's why I'm making this video, because I know that this is going to be an issue for a lot of you sellers, because I've been through this myself, okay? I've been in that position where I've had to pay a few interest on my credit cards because I didn't have the cash flow. So, and it happens. But like I said, as long as you're willing to mitigate, take a, month off from just, trying to grow, you will get yourself back on pace and you will put yourself in a better position long term than someone who's trying to just grow and grow and grow and they never manage their cash flow, right? But like I said, just be careful. But with that being said, I don't want to waste any more of your valuable time. I will end it right here. I'll see you in the next one, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, all right? Peace.